Hey, good morning. This is Paul Romero with the Swissco Global Independent Business Owners uh, Network Marketing Training number, holy cow, that's 45. We're on number 45 today. This is this is Friday, October 10th, I believe. Yeah, Friday, October 10th, 2014. And yeah, another one of those mornings where I am running my brain, working on a project, and time just slips by. And next thing you know, bam, 8 o'clock. Oh my gosh, I'm late. My apologies for that. So anyway, here we are, hair uncombed. Sorry for that, but good morning, everybody. We got, let's see here. Trying to figure out what I want to talk about today. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, Friday. As I mentioned yesterday, we have a sort of a system here now. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to review the Street Smart Business conference calls, which are held by Jeff Fagan every morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. If you guys are interested in listening in on this yourself, I can give you that information to come on board and listen in on these Street Smart Business calls that Jeff holds. Excellent information that he puts out each and every day, each and every week, month after month, in regards to what it takes to build a business, any business. And everything from your internal to your external strategies and ways of thinking. So, and applications and systems and processes and just, I mean, everything. So with that, that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then every Thursday, like yesterday, what I'm going to be doing on Thursday is, and I'd like to be getting some guests to come join me here soon, to sit in, to be live on the Hangout with me, someone who is in the Swissco Global organization, an independent business owners, quite possibly. Maybe I might even be able to get some other people, some higher up people who are higher up in the organization to come up here and join with us to have a Google Hangout, a 20-minute Google Hangout in the morning, and bring some insight to the table. So on Thursdays, I'm basically going to be focusing much more closely on network marketing and Swissco Global as an independent business owner in general. So a much more focused towards the Swissco Global business and the network marketing business as a whole on Thursdays. And I kind of started that out with basically why you want to be doing something like this, doing anything to generate extra income in your life, and that's obviously to obtain financial freedom. And started getting into the the understanding the definitions of financial freedom, so that each person can gauge what it is that they really want to get out of their endeavors. So. And from there, we're just going to work our way up, into passive income, which is how you obtain financial freedom, and just start breaking it down into from there. And then we'll be getting into, like I said, a little bit more into network marketing and Swissco Global itself. So just so you know, that's the outline of our program here. So with today being Friday, Jeff's call this morning was a very good call, as usual. We got, he always starts off the call every day by saying, at some point in time during his intro, he'll lead into the sentence which says, 80% of success is just what, which he asks to the group who is live at that point in time. And, we all answer showing up, because 80% of success is just showing up. Okay. Now, that doesn't just mean, hey, you show up on these Hangouts every day and you're going to be grandly successful. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's going to help. 80% of success is showing up, but 20%, is application. You've got to apply the knowledge that you're gaining, and you've got to do something. um, you know 20% of success is actually doing something. So by just showing up, also, it doesn't just mean showing up for trainings, doesn't just mean showing up for these hangouts, it doesn't just mean showing up at a certain time every day when you're going to read books, or whatever it is. It means showing up in every aspect and in every moment that you are in your productive hours of work, and even in your off hours. I mean, you've always got to be showing up. As far as, it basically means being present in the moment, being in the now, so to speak, is pretty much what kind of showing up means. Is you have your routines, you stick to them, you do them. And when you're doing your things that you do, that you're present in your mind and your body and your spirit, you're all in. So that's kind of what it means by 80% of success is just showing up. It's being there, it's being in the game. Okay. um and so I've been reading, and we have some, let's see here, yeah, I've been reading the Laws of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill, and that is an amazing book. I'm on page 143 of, I think, like 1100 or something like that, and it's just like the mountain of knowledge that has been passed into my soul in 143 pages is just insanely intense. It's amazing. And I highly suggest everybody on this planet go out and get a copy of this book, because it really is the laws of success. It's not just the laws of success of business and how to become successful at something. It's the laws of success in life. It really, really is. This is a manual for life. This is like, I mean, this is like, to me, it's probably equivalent to how faithfully religious people view the Bible. I mean, the Bible is a manuscript for life. So is this book. I mean, it really, really is. It just it tells you, it brings to light what it means to live. Let me put it that way. Okay, so there was a statement in that book that I read yesterday, and in fact, it's the last thing I stopped after reading this, because it was mind-blowing to me. It wasn't really mind-blowing, but it was eye-opening, and it was just like, I want this to stick in my mind, so I'm going to stop reading now. And the statement, just one sentence, and he's talking about how we get into our comfort zones, kind of a thing. I mean, these aren't the terms he's using, but it's kind of talking about how we get into our comfort zones, and that anything that invades our comfort zone space, we just are automatically, vehemently opposed to it. And whether it's truth, fact, or fiction, it makes no difference. Just the fact that it's invading our little space, we're basically instantaneously opposed to something. And so he has a few paragraphs leading into this statement, but the statement that he ends this little analogy with is that for every 10 men who are physically lazy, there are 10,000 with stagnant minds. And that is so powerful, because if you want to get out of the place where you're at, you got to look at, first of all, why you're in that place. Okay. And basically, what it all really comes down to is the fact that we've all, crawled into that little comfort zone, and we've closed down our minds. We've shut down our minds to, new possibilities and truths. And so it's another thing that he said was a stagnant mind is a breeding ground for fear. And that's really what happens as your comfort zone shrinks. It's because you become more and more afraid of what could possibly be. And so huge eye-opening just concept here that he presented in this book. And Jeff this morning started talking about, there are two kinds of people in this world. They're the haves and the have-nots. And who are you hanging out with? Are you hanging out with haves, or are you hanging out with have-nots? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a have, or do you want to be a have-not? It's okay to be a have-not. This is kind of cool too. It's okay to be a have-not if that's what you want to be. If you want to live in your van, or you want to be one of the live free or die people, and pretty much choose to be a have-not, you can live a very happy life as a have-not if that's your choice to be a have-not. No problem there whatsoever, man. Live free. I'm all for it, 100%. But if you want to be a have, and you currently are a have-not, or if you're a have but you want to be a have more, there's a gap there that has to be that you need to bridge. And the way that you do that is by opening your mind, is by how did I put that? Is by reactivating your mind out of its state of stagnation. So that's how you do it. So very, very, very awesome. Like I said, how that just so happened that tied into. It always seems that Jeff's calls, every time I'm exposed to Jeff Fagan, his material always seems to fit perfectly with something that either is going on in my life or my business, or something that is directly associated to something profound that I've recently discovered for myself. It always seems to tie in because the law of attraction obviously is always at work, and it just seems to happen that way. It's really, really kind of cool. So how do you make the shift from the side of the haves, from the side of being in the have-nots to the side of being in the haves, or the side of being in, from currently, have little to have a lot, or have more? Again, like I said, it starts in your mind. It starts by reactivating your mind out of its stagnant stage. It starts by, becoming open to all of these things that are invading our little comfort zone and our space. So, and the thing is there's something in all of us that is a block, a mental block, quite frankly, is what it is. And nothing more than that. It is a mental block. Something within each and every one of us is what is stopping and preventing us from becoming the have or have more, or whatever it is that we want, or have it all, whatever level of have you want to be. There is a mental block within all of us that is preventing us from getting what we want out of this life. Now, how do we figure out what that is? Well, you have to look at what you're doing right now, okay? That's where you have to start, because, you are where you are, so you have to start from where you are. That's the only place you can start from. You can't go back in the past and start. You can't jump to the future and start somewhere else. You can only start from where you are right now. So the first thing you have to do is, analyze exactly where you are right now. And not only where you are now, but how you got to be where you are right now. That's the key right there, because within that, how you got to be there, lies that mental block that's preventing you from getting what you want. So ask yourself, how do I manage my money? Okay. How do I manage, relationships and friendships? How do I manage my health, my body, my diet, et cetera, and so on? And then how do I manage my mind? That's, of course, the most important key, is how do I manage my mind? Not only how do I do each one of these now, that's where you start. Okay, how do I do each one of these now? Next question is, ask yourself, who taught me how to manage my money? Who taught me how to manage my relationships and my friendships? Who taught me how to manage my health? And who taught me how to manage my mind? If anyone ever even did teach you how to do any of these things, or if you just, invented your own system, created it haphazardly along the way through your journey of life, and if that's the case, if that's the case, obviously you should be able to very easily just say, well, you know what? I'm self-taught. So where did I teach myself from? What place was I in to be able to teach myself these things? Well, I was in a place of not knowing anything, and I just created this stuff out of thin air, so to speak. So why should I right now today stand here and say everything that I created, everything that I built and understand right now and believe to be truth, why should I really stand here and stand up for that and believe 100% in it? It's kind of silly, isn't it? If you taught yourself from nothing, what knowledge, what gave you the, divine power to have the knowledge and understanding to create all of this stuff the right way? All right. And if you were taught by somebody, go back and look at who was that person? Who actually is that person that taught me? And does that person have, is that person who, what and who I want to be? Do they have everything that I want? Do they do all the things that I want to do? Are they the type of person that I want to be? And if they are not who you want to be, what you want to do, etc., and all that, then again, you have to ask yourself, why should I believe everything that that person taught me if I don't want to be that person? Does that make sense? Okay. You want to learn from the people who are and have and do all the things that you want. If you're learning from somebody, for instance, if you want to be a great cook, a great chef, all right, and you go and you start learning from a line cook, you're never going to be a great chef. You might be, you might learn a lot of great things as a line cook, but you're never going to learn to become a great chef. And if you want to become a great chef, you have to learn from a great chef. Can you teach yourself? Yeah, maybe, but will you actually ultimately become a great chef? That's definitely the hard road to go. So this is kind of where I'm going. I mean, that's a pretty good little analogy there. Okay, and then so the third thing. So first of all, how do I do things now? Figure that out. How am I doing things now? Because how you're doing things now is what has brought you to the place where you are now. And if you're not happy with the place that you are now, obviously, like I said, you need to analyze that. Who taught me? Okay, figure that out. Who taught me, and why should I believe what I've been taught if I haven't been taught from someone who has everything that I want? Okay, and then third, like I said, which is pretty much where I was going with all this, why do I believe this? Why do I believe all of these things that I believe? And is there validation to these things that I believe? If there's no validation, then is there possibly something else I should look into that maybe I should replace this belief with? Maybe there is a better way of looking at this or thinking about this or doing this or whatever the case is. Maybe there's a better way to manage my money. Maybe there's a better way that I can deal with my relationships and my friendships. Maybe there's a better way that I can, a better diet that I can choose, and maybe there's a better way that I can think. So that is where we are, and that's where you need to start if you want to take yourself to the place where you want to go. This, we talk about this a lot on these hangouts, that it really all is in the mind. And as Napoleon Hill says, which Napoleon Hill is just an amazing person. And like I said, if you never heard of it or never read it, go out and get yourself, I'm telling you right now, it's probably about that thick. It's not a short read, but a manuscript for life is go out and get The Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill. If you want to maybe get a taster with a shorter version, about that thick, little paperback, run out and get yourself a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, just browse through that or breeze through that one real quick. Get the idea of the concepts where he's coming from, but I'm telling you what, that's a watered down version of just the overall, you know, here's the idea. Get this into your brain, think about it, and move forward, and go get The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. All right. With that, I'm out of here for today. And I leave you today with the Napoleon Hill prayer, which again, Napoleon Hill, great man, which goes, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches I was given at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. And love you. We're still going.